I'm going to share a secret with you. The vast majority of United States Army soldiers do not go mountain climbing. If we do anything outside of combat, it is supervised and it is regulated. But out here, there are no safety ropes for me to cling on to. There are no medics standing by. Out here, I am collapsed on my rucksack on top of this mountain. You can see the haze of summer heat quivering around me as you look out into the Blue Ridge Mountains and down into the valley below. You can also notice that I have kept a very comfortable distance between myself and the edge of this mountain. My buddy Charlie was a Los Angeles actor before he joined the Army. Now he's our public affairs officer, and he always carries his camera at the ready, like a soldier carrying his rifle in combat. He snaps a photograph of me and spins around with his arms out wide like he's in The Sound of Music and says, "You have to set your sights upon those heights." That's my cue that I'm supposed to stand up, move closer, and look over the edge. When I stand up, my legs are heavy and wobbly, and it feels like someone has a rope around my waist pulling me back. This is not exhaustion. This is white-knuckled, head-spinning, body-shaking, heart-throbbing terror. My anxiety flares. I can feel my teeth grinding down the side of this granite mountain as I fall 3,000 feet to my excruciating death. Somehow I make my way up, and with a tense grin, I give him a nod and I say, "Yeah, oh yeah, that looks great. That looks great over there. Hey, I think it's getting late. Maybe we should start heading back." I'm newly assigned to the asymmetric warfare group at Fort Meade, Maryland. And every 3 months, they host a day that they call Turkey Thursday. This is not a celebration of Thanksgiving. This is a day dedicated to battle-hardened combat soldiers building esprit de corps and unit morale through pain and suffering. I'm just a lawyer, but we're all soldiers, so we're going to participate, and I can't embarrass myself. Charlie and I pull up to the parking lot at Shenandoah National Park, and we get out. We look around and notice there's no one else here. So Charlie checks the messages on his phone, and he sees that Turkey Thursday was canceled, but no one ever told us. He looks at me with this wide-eyed, hopeful grin and asks, "We're still doing this, right? It's going to be epic." I pause. I have this long, blank stare as I feel the heat of the summer day started to come in, and I see the dense forest and the towering mountains far, far away. In my head, I'm screaming, "No, no, the team building event was canceled. Didn't you get the message? And why don't we just go home and I'll buy lunch along the way. It'll be fine. Oh, by the way, did I ever tell you that I avoid escalators in malls and pedestrian bridges over rivers and roads and ravines? I hate heights, but I don't want to embarrass myself. And so those aren't the words that come out of my mouth. What I say is, of course, I wouldn't miss this for the world. I put on my pack and I realize that I've overloaded it with water by a lot. It feels like 40 pounds, and I'm going to feel every drop of that water slosh around for the next 9 miles. And as I go up and down this mountain. So that's how we got here, on top of this mountain. And on top of this mountain, I am hot, I am exhausted, and I am terrified. Now, we start to make our way down, and you would think going down a mountain is much easier than going up it. But that's not how it works for at least 2 reasons. First of which is, at a certain age, going downhill is more of a struggle than going uphill. My knees feel every uneven step, and they don't like it. Second of which, going down isn't going directly down unless you're falling down to your death. Instead of going down, you actually go over and around, and then you have to take off your pack and squeeze through a narrow pass of immovable granite, right? And duck under this boulder that's like the sword of Damocles hanging over your head, and then take off your pack and put it over that boulder while you feel your shoulder popping and your knees cracking and your back groaning. And then you go over the top of that boulder as you finally get down, and you do it again and again and again. Miles and hours later, we're finally down into the valley below, and the full heat of the summer is beating down on me. Those 40 pounds of water I had in my back are long since gone. And every step I take is painful. It's exhausting, and I take longer and more frequent breaks. I think to myself, had I just been more courageous about my fears, we could have avoided all this. But that's not what happened. As I finally make it and I end up in the parking lot, I see Charlie looking on his camera of the photograph that he took of me on this mountaintop. And I'll later post it on a travel review for Old Rag Mountain. And it's been viewed and liked thousands of times. And I often think, what exactly do they see when they look at that photograph? And what are they liking? Because when I see that photograph, I can feel that day ache in my bones. Nowadays, I let people know my boundaries and my limits. I've realized that it's okay to be embarrassed, and it's not all embarrassing. And I've realized that I can still set my sights upon those heights with my feet firmly planted on the ground. Thank you.